Hello, welcome to InfoSpot. Today we are going to take a trip to ancient Egypt. So let us take a trip back in time, to the great Mediterranean kingdom of ancient Egypt, the land of the great pyramids and Sphinx. Ancient Egypt was a great civilization, located in the northeast region of the continent of Africa, around the Nile Valley, which is today by and large encapsulated by modern-day Egypt. It is important to know that before this area was called Egypt, it went by the name of Kemet or Black Land. The reason why it was called Kemet, to this day, is a delicate issue. Some sources claimed it was because the land around the Nile was black and fertile, while other sources claimed that it was in fact because the people who inhabited ancient Egypt were black people. Ancient Egypt went through many noted and defined periods throughout its history. One of these periods was called the Middle Kingdom. This period lasted from 2055 BC to 1759 BC. It is believed by some sources that the first civilizations in Egypt appeared in this time period. It is also believed that this period of Egyptian history had no one person or family ruled all of Egypt. Egypt is known for many wonders of the world, such as the Great Pyramids and Sphinx, but apart from those, Egypt was also known for great pharaohs. Now, if you should talk about great pharaohs in the ancient Egyptian world, some names will definitely pop up, names such as Tutankhamun. Tutankhamun was believed to be 9 or 10 when he ascended the throne of Egypt, which in itself is a great deal. Sadly to say, though, that his reign only lasted from 1332 BC to 1323 BC. Tutankhamun wasn't really known for his achievements as a pharaoh. You might be wondering what he was most known for? Well, let me tell you. After a 7-year search, Tutankhamun tomb was discovered by a British archaeologist named Howard Carter on November 4, 1922. To their amazement, the pharaoh's tomb was well intact and his body was well preserved, after so many centuries. This is one of the main reasons why Tutankhamun is well known throughout history. In fact, his mummified remains were very important for Egyptologists to be able to do research in relation to the process of mummification. Up until the time of this YouTube video, the circumstances surrounding Tutankhamun's death is still unclear, as there has been no definite conclusions in relation to his death. Another pharaoh that will definitely be mentioned when it comes to great pharaohs is Hatshepsut. Who is Hatshepsut? You're probably wondering. Hatshepsut was one of the foremost female pharaohs to sit on the throne of Egypt. She was the 5th ruler of the 18th dynasty of Egypt. Hatshepsut's reign lasted approximately from 1478 BC to 1458 BC. During her illustrious reign, she was able to complete many projects, such as the construction of the Great Temple of Karnak, which was located in Luxor, the city of 100 Doors, which was in the southern part of Egypt on the east bank of the Great Nile River. The Temple of Karnak was built in honor of the god Amun, Khonsu and Mut. Hatshepsut was also known for the tradition of building thalassocracy. These were false doors in the walls of Egyptian temples. Yet another pharaoh that we must mention since we're on the topic of great pharaohs is Ramses II. Affectionately called the Great Ancestor. Ramses was revered to be amongst the greatest pharaohs of ancient Egypt's civilization. He was the 3rd pharaoh of the 19th dynasty. Ramses was born in 1303 BC. He was the son of Seti, who himself was the 2nd pharaoh of the 19th dynasty. At the age of 25, Ramses became pharaoh of ancient Egypt. He would go on to rule approximately from 1279 to 1213 BC. Ramses was well known for his various military campaigns. These included battles against the Hittites, Libyans, and Nubians. These military expeditions and battles were greatly beneficial to the kingdom. However, he wasn't only known for his military prowess. When he wasn't winning battles on the battlefield, he was busy creating architectural marvels. Believe it or not, it was said that his architectural triumphs has not been surpassed by any other pharaoh. He built a vast amount of monuments, temples and cities spreading all over ancient Egypt, such as temples at Abu Simbel. He also constructed the city, Pir-Ramessu, to serve as his new capital. It is not known the exact age he died. It is approximated that he died between the age of 90 to 96. After his death, he was buried in the Valley of the Kings. Now let us take a look at another one of ancient Egyptian pharaoh. Her name was Cleopatra. I'm almost sure that you have seen many Hollywood movies depicting this particular pharaoh. In fact, she might be the most famous of them all. She became Queen of Egypt at the age of 18. Cleopatra's rule lasted from 51 BC to 30 BC. During this short period of her stewardship, she proved to be a very potent leader. She was well known for her beauty and intelligence, hence she was a master politician, to the extent that she was able to uphold the sovereignty of Egypt during the imminent threat of a robust, Roman expansion. Egypt's society and economy prospered under her stewardship as various reforms were introduced to improve the Egyptian society at large. Although so many positive can be said about her time in the spotlight. At the age of 39, she thought to have committed suicide, though by what means is still unproven. After the death of Cleopatra, the Egyptian Empire came to an end. Over many centuries, starting from its unification approximately 3100 BC, Egypt would eventually be conquered by Alexander the Great in 332 BC, in a period that was called the Macedonian period, which lasted from 332 to 305 BC. Before Egypt was conquered by Alexander the Great, ancient Egypt was by and large the preeminent civilization in the Mediterranean world. Egypt would then transition into another period called the Hellenistic period. During this time Egypt was ruled by the Ptolemaic dynasty. This period started from 305 BC by Ptolemy Soter, who was one of Alexander the Great generals. This period lasted until the death of Cleopatra in 30 BC. Their rule lasted for 275 years.